She's Brooklyn's finest Emmy and Oscar-nominated actress who was in countless classics like White Men Can't Jump. Now she's laying down the law in Your Honor, Season 2. Check out our conversation with Rosie Perez.
Yes, Rosie.
Wow. Super excited, super happy. Rosie, thank you for being here. I want to get straight to your role because you're playing a federal prosecutor in Your Honor, and you play a detective in Now and Then, and you're a New Yorker, so let's be real. Do you feel like you're capable of solving a real crime? Because I feel like you are.
I probably totally could solve a real crime. I'm addicted to true crime. Yeah, we watch it every single night. And my favorite film genre is film noir, so I'm good.
Oh, have you been studying? There you go. All right.
Let's not forget about Pineapple Express.
Yes.
You also play a cop. One of my favorites.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. One of your many. But let's talk about Your Honor Season 2. I love that show. It's a heavy show, and you talked to Bryan Cranston, and he asked you to join with this a day's notice. He asked you on Friday. You had to film on Monday. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah, I first turned it down. I was like, there's no way that I'm going to have enough time to prepare. And he kept emailing me, and at the end of each email was like, call me. And we have a mutual friend, Ramon Rodriguez, and Ramon called me, and he said, you'd be a fool to turn this down. You know, just call the man. And then I finally did, and we spoke for like several hours. And one thing that he just kept reiterating is, I got your back. I'm not going to let you fail. You're a pro. You could do this. That's why we asked you. We know that you could just jump right in. And he told me a time where he had to jump right in at a moment's notice, and that he never regretted it. And I was like, oh. And so, yeah, and I was like, oh, gosh, I hate you. Okay, I'll do it. And so, that was it.
Had you watched Season 1 prior to talking to Bryan?
Yes, that was part of my hesitation because the caliber of acting on that show is astounding. I just wanted to bring my A game, and I usually prepare months for a role. So, yeah.
I'm sure you did, Rosie. I'm sure you did.
Yeah. Well, Rosie, you say the underbelly of your character in The Flight Attendant is aging insecurity. So how do you feel Hollywood has responded to you aging, especially knowing that you look the same as you did when we first met?
Wow. Okay. Well, maybe you should see me in the morning. I keep getting roles, age-appropriate roles. So, I'm just gonna go with it, and I think that it's really, really great, and because there is ageism in Hollywood and stuff. So, but they're coming to me, and I'm just saying thank you over and over again, I mean, I could do stuff, and I just was like, I don't know, maybe I'll wait. It's working for me now, this phase, so just stick with it.
Yeah, they're coming to you because you're super dope. You didn't dream of being an actress. You actually had plans to major in biochemistry before you were discovered in your early 20s. Was the road as a Latina with a New York accent harder than you imagined? There
are other actors out there that have New York accents, and it was never an issue for them. They were offered different kind of roles. So it's twofold. It's not just my accent, it's my ethnicity and my nationality that was an issue, but they didn't want to say it. And so it was really difficult, It was very difficult, but I just kept plugging away.
Yeah, and speaking of plugging away, I don't know why I'm looking at you, Rosie, and I just picture you arguing with Woody in the bed and White Men Can't Jump. You do look exactly the same, but you've been in the business for 3 decades. How do you keep it real? Because you are that same girl, at least in my eyes. You have the same accent. You keep it real, Rosie.
Some roles I drop the accent, and it's crazy with social media. There's like, why is she talking like this? She doesn't talk like that, And I'm playing a role, guys.
I'm acting.
But it really comes from Raul Julia, because I remember meeting him, and I was flabbergasted and starstruck, of course, God rest his soul. And one of the main things that he told me, he says, don't worry about the accent. I never did, and it worked for me. Just worried about the work. Worry about being good in the work. And he says, so don't let them get to you. And I was like, wow, that coming from an icon like Raul Julia, that always stuck with me. And plus, I'm just me, so I don't really care what people think. They're going to think what they're going to think, and I'm just going to keep working harder.
How refreshing. Rosie, thank you so much for joining us today. Catch season 2 of Your Honor premiering January 13th, only on Showtime. I can't wait. Rosie, again, thank you so much.
Come back and see us.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks.